my question is, how can you continue doing something if you do not know why you're doing it? How can you preserve a culture, a tradition, a land if you do not know the value behind them? 18 years that I have been actively living here. Back and forth, I went away for a while for studies and for work, and it's incredible how I'm always learning something new. Bali is such an incredibly rich and diverse island, as much as it's such a small island, but every village, every banjar, every desa has their own traditions, have their own culture, rituals. Every village has their own way of life. And so I feel this diversity, in a way, opened my mind already within just a small island. And I feel when you're open to such diversity, you also tend to have more the capability of respect. So for me, Bali taught me to respect. Respect towards myself, respect towards other human beings, respect towards our surrounding environment, and respect towards also our spirituality. Respect actually for Bali. If you respect all of these things, that's the key to harmony, that's the key to a Bali that is Rahayu. Already coming from Bali, the people here are incredibly, like you come here, every single person, they're very welcoming. I think one of the characteristics of the Balinese that everyone from abroad always mentions a lot is how hospitable and how warm we are. I'm half Indonesian, so I grew up here, let's say in a way, grew up in an ambience that is warm, and automatically also you grow up to follow that path, I feel. So long story short, I lived here in Bali most of my life, but then went away for studies and for work. This was pre-COVID, 2018 more or less. I went away pre-COVID and I came back post-COVID. I was actually studying in Italy journalism and filmmaking. I came back to Bali post-COVID 2023. I was actually working on a project about wayang kulit. I don't know if you're familiar with the shadow puppet theater. Went away pre-COVID, came back post-COVID, and I did not recognize my home island. Every single green lush rice fields that was around my home ground, that is also my school ground, where we have Harmony Farm School, is now a white concrete villa that is like 3-4 stories high. I like to call it like Little Miami. You have the palm trees on the side of the roads. And so while I was working also on this project, I remember that, of course, was interviewing different children, was interviewing different jeromankus, gurus, dalangs also. And what surprised me was when I was asking them, what is the history behind wayang kulit? Why are we using the different amenities that we're using in wayang kulit? There was this answer in Balinese that I would get, surprisingly, a lot of times, also from, not only from children, not only from the young generation, but also from the jeromanku themselves, which was in Balinese, Sing nawang, nak mula keto. Translated, it's, I don't know, it's just the way it is. So if you think about it, my question is, how can you continue doing something if you do not know why you're doing it? How can you preserve a culture, a tradition, a land if you do not know the value behind them? And so I deeply believe that culture is very important, because culture is what affects our mindset and automatically our actions. I grew up dancing Tari Bali, and I remember back then all sangars, which is where the children we would learn how to dance. All sangars were always full. But nowadays, when I came back to document some sangars, it seems that the young generation has different priorities nowadays. And so through Rahayu, we are a platform basically for incredible heroes all around the island, but also outside of Bali. Starting from Bali though, we're a platform that documents these incredible heroes that are working to combine ancient wisdom with modern way of life, but also a platform that reminds the different meanings behind all of these incredible tradition, cultures that make Bali Bali. So Rahayu, why we chose the word Rahayu, I don't know if you're familiar with it. Rahayu means I wish you all of the best within every single thing in life. It's like one of the most powerful words in Bali. It is actually the most powerful word. If you say Rahayu to Balinese, they will respond to you with like the biggest smile. You say, oh, selamat malam, Raja Mungi, Rahayu. They will, oh, Rahayu, Rahayu. They will like almost accept you as their own. Say if you're a foreigner, they would say, oh, bisa bahasa Bali. They would be like that. They would like completely accept you as their own. So I feel like Rahayu is such a powerful word, and that's what we want through our videos. We hope that our videos brings back the Rahayu to Bali and to wherever we go. We wish the Rahayu through our videos. So we wish the best outcome out of our video. And it all starts with storytelling, I feel. Education, storytelling. I believe that stories are one of the most incredible and universal medium to spread a message, to share education, to spread history also. If you think about it, in Sumba and Sorong, that is in Papua, all of their history is chanted. And here in Bali and Java, and also Lombok, I feel, their stories are written down on lontars. And so what is guiding us towards what is the main medium, I feel, is visual storytelling. And so through these visual storytellings, through these visual stories, we are trying to pass down these messages, these ancient way of lives, hoping that it might bring back the Rahayu way of life. And I feel that that way of life is nowadays very much forgotten here in Bali. The Rahayu way of life means the respect of the three pillars of harmony here in Bali, which is, I definitely know you've already heard of it, the Trihita Karana, which is, as we mentioned before, respect towards us human beings, respect towards nature, and respect towards our gods, our spirituality. And you need all three things to create a Rahayu state, a harmonious state, a state of well-being. And I feel that what is happening here in Bali is we're losing these pillars little by little. You come to Bali, one of the first things most people notice is the trash piling up everywhere. The incredible mushroom development of villas, that is like every single rice field is now a concrete block, basically. We see also the results of all of this non-respect towards the environment. We see it by the floods a couple of months ago. In Bali, it always, like every rainy season, it can rain like for 3 weeks non-stop. But this time, for only 2 or 3 days of rain, floods that took away 20 to 30 people's lives. And so many houses just went down into the river. This because water didn't have a way to flow. All of the salurans, all of the small rivers, the small irrigation systems were clogged either by plastic or by concrete buildings. So I feel that at the moment, education is very well needed. A lot of people say, I mean, the gurus that we interview, the Jiromankus that we interview, they say that not knowing is the source of many problems. So I feel that through the Rahayu, we want to share that knowledge, that awareness, that potentially might create awareness and automatically action and change. Well, why we named Rahayu Project was because we wanted to go beyond the fact of just documenting. So that will be revealed afterwards. What are the next projects? At the moment, what we are doing is we're documenting cultural change within the modern world with the goal of potentially creating a shift of mindsets. By opening, by sharing awareness, by sharing information, we hopefully create awareness, we create and automatically build this need for change, need to act, and then hopefully create actual change. I feel that until now, by just sharing our videos, documenting, sharing our stories, sharing the stories of different incredible people and putting them out in an educative way, I feel that has already stirred a lot of conversation. You see, like within our, underneath our videos, some of our videos, there is like, I don't know how many comments, and like they respond to each other, and so like dialogues are already started. Once discussion starts, that's when we're one step forward to actually build that awareness. And so yes, our hope, especially for the young generation, but also for the old generation, for all of us. I feel that's why we actually chose at the moment short format. It's because it's accessible for everyone, for the young, for the old, but especially for the young. I feel they're the hope, and so we really hope that through these videos, our minds open up a little bit more. Stories can actually change the world. The right story, told in a good way, can really change the world. You see the Diary of Anne Frank, it completely shifted our minds towards slavery, towards racism, Malala, towards rights for women, and so on, so many other stories. So I really feel that, so having been within education for a while, I mean, educating little children, we already understand that our best way to actually share this information, share the knowledge, share the message is always through stories. So yes, I really believe that the right story actually has the power to change. Harmony Farm School was a family dream that came true. We founded Harmony in 2017. So we're a farm school from 3 to 6 with a maximum of 30 kids. Why we made it only 30 kids? It's because we want the children to feel like they're in a safe and loved environment. We want them to feel at home. The Balinese home itself, within a Balinese compound, there are more or less 30 family members, and so that's why we chose the number 30 actually. Why we wanted to build Harmony Farm School, the main mission was, I think, bringing back the need. I think when you start a project, you first think about, okay, what is needed? What do people need? I mean, most people most people think about it, okay, what do I need? But I feel that a beautiful way to create a project is, yes, what do I need, but especially what do others need? How can we give back? My mom, as a teacher at the moment, I've always loved children. We have understood that there is this need nowadays that children are no more grounded. It almost feels as if our natural self is being eradicated within this modern era. And so we wanted to bring back those roots. So we wanted to start building those natural roots back towards the younger generation, starting, of course, we're a very small school, but I feel that potentially if this might inspire also other schools to do the same, that would be incredible. Our main goal, let's say, at Harmony School is to familiarize our children to nature, for them to learn from it, to learn to appreciate it, and potentially grow to love it, and automatically respect it. How can you respect nature? How can you love nature if you do not even know what it is? Well, I feel nature itself already grounds you so much. I feel there's so many things that you learn from nature itself, from the earth, from our natural environment itself. We are living on this earth, so I feel it's such, with all the young generation that at the moment is like, of course I know it's easier for the parents to give them a smartphone or just be in front of the TV, but at first I feel that as we are living on this earth, it's good for us to know about it. I feel that the more we know, the more we can work with it, the more we can give back to it, the more we can respect it. I really believe that change will always happen. We cannot escape from change, but how can we move forward with change, but without detaching ourselves from our roots? I feel that's, yes, we can use our smartphones. Of course, there are incredible new technologies that help us within some things in life, of course. But how can we not forget where we came from? Like the basic needs, the basic things that we do. I feel that's very important to try to balance it out. If we introduce nature from a young age to our children, they will feel the need. At least that's what happened for me. I grew up always, like when we were in Jakarta, I didn't have much. Yes, we would escape the weekends to the mountains, but when we were here in Bali, like I lived in nature. I was always in nature. Every weekend I would go with my family. We would go either picnicking or playing volleyball with different or badminton with different childrens in different banjars wherever we were going. And like also go to different puras, and my dad loved history, and so he would always tell me about it, like tell me stories, explain to me different museums here around the island, the Subak Museum, the Wayang Kulit, the Topeng. So I was always surrounded by nature and culture, and I feel that if you already plant the seed from a young age, you will continue feeling the need when you grow up. So I feel it's really important to plant the seed and build the roots, and automatically you will just see it blossom when you get older. I feel living here in Bali and having learned about how incredibly powerful respect is, the lesson that I learned that shaped me a lot, traveled a lot, I feel that it is very important to be good guests. I really believe that we're all only guests within this world, so how can we be good guests? Well, I feel, first of all, one thing that is very important with work is that it shouldn't be work, it should be a passion. I know it's not easy for everyone, but I really, really, really hope for everyone that if they can choose, I know sometimes you cannot choose, but if they can choose something that you really love and that you're very passionate about, I feel that helps a lot. Yes, it's not all, how can you say in English? It's not all rainbows and butterflies. But of course there are a lot of challenges, there's a lot of hard work put into it. But I feel that if you're doing it with passion and you already have a purpose, that helps a lot. Yes, there are the very stressful moments, there are the very stressful situations, but I feel that for me, my way of escaping from that, or more than escaping, of like, I'm still learning this, but I really understood that sometimes to push gas, you also need to push stop for a while. If you really want to gas, I'm still getting to that. I'm not good myself at doing it, not at all. But I feel that every time my body is like telling me, okay, Maria, wait, you're going too much, you're stressing out too much, rebalance a bit. My best place to rebalance is usually either up the mountains, getting lost in like really lush green vegetation and just hiking. I feel that's one of my main things that like resets me a lot. Completely, like when I'm hiking a mountain, say Gunung Anggur, or like a big mountain, where the only thing that I can think about is, okay, how can I not die? I know this is maybe not for the interview, but that really helps a lot to like detach my brain from everything. And so I feel it's important to know, like for each one of us, to find that way to like, yes, let's work, yes, let's grind, but what is that thing that makes me, that in a way brings me back to life? I feel like when you're completely stressed out, completely lost in like your workspace, how can I reset my body and just pause for a second? And I feel that that's one of the more like horseback riding, or I have a lot of things that I love, but hiking to the top of the mountain where I just am completely KO, I cannot even think, and I'm immersed in nature, that's my way, that's the best way for me to like reset my thoughts. And I come back home and it's incredible, as much as like sometimes I really do not believe it myself, but I completely have like, come back fresh, new ideas, new inspiration. So yes, I feel it's really important to understand what is your pause, what brings you back to life. I feel when you're hiking, you have two choices: either look around and see what you're scared of, or you already know you're there. You already know what's your goal, right? And so all you need to do is just arrive to that one goal. And sometimes I feel that's very much of a thing that is that's life, you know. If you think about it, you have, yes, a lot of like distractions, a lot of negative things around you, a lot of problems, of course, on the way. But having a goal is very important within work life, I feel. Or within life itself, having a purpose, it really helps a lot. I have the opportunity to meet so many incredible people out there. I feel I don't have one favorite, there are lots. Each one of them are very much precious in their own way. I might say the person that inspires me a lot, I know it's actually my dad. I've always very much admired. I feel that from your parents, you learn what you want and you learn what you don't want. And I feel for me, he has been such a big teacher in life. If I have to think of someone that really inspires me, it's him. I have so many people that I truly admire, but the first person that just comes to mind is has always been like my inspiration is mine. One thing that was actually interesting, yesterday, I feel it very satisfying when people get inspired to also, like, from your work. And so I feel this is maybe specific because it's recent, and specifically to like filmmakers, I really hope that the power of visual storytelling, or like just sharing a message, how can we use our skills in meaningful ways? How can we always contribute, give something rather than just take? And also for like Harmony School, I hope this might inspire it. I feel that's the ripple effect is to, of course, be able to create change, but also to potentially inspire other projects. Not to do something similar, but I feel something that aligns. I feel sometimes a lot of people come to me and ask like, how can I give back? I feel like it's so difficult for me to find a way to give back, to share, because I'm doing a completely different job, for example. You can do it in like incredibly simple ways. I feel it's very easy to give back. It's all about like just doing it within the little things. For example, I don't know, starting from things you wear. How can we pick sustainable brands, sustainable clothing? How can we, that can easily go back to the earth, that are also like, our skin is our main organ, and so whatever touches our skin also affects the rest of our body. How can we take care of ourselves, but at the same time also take care of others? There are ways. Clothing is one, the food we eat also is another. By us eating more organic foods, it's not only better for us, but if there is more of a purchase of organic vegetables and fruits, produce, the market is also inspired. The farmers themselves are also inspired to produce more that way. So it's all just about the little shifts. And I feel that little shifts can create big shifts. In Indonesian, we say, sedikit demi sedikit menjadi bukit. Little by little, it becomes a mountain. So I feel for the people out there that always ask, I don't know how to give back, it's not about doing the big leap. It's not about completely revolutionizing your life. It's about doing those little shifts that little by little will create a big change, actually, a big impact. I really believe that life is about the choices you make. So make the right choices.